Okay, we're live.
Yeah, we're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Classic Motorsport Hub. 12 laps. Yes, you heard this, right? 12 laps of the Nürburgring, the short Nürburgring, in these Mercedes bangers, you know?
Yeah, more
um,
or less. Just
yeah, joining me in the booth is Alex Too Good. How are you?
yeah, I'm good. Bit disappointed by the motorsport going on in real life and whatever, but we're here for something a little bit different with I won't call them touring cars, but you know,
Yeah, the bangers. But though, but I
yeah.
tell you what, the end of the race. I think it was good. Maybe just not too good.
Ah, well. As
Because
meanwhile, Steve Velocity has decided he wants to take a trip onto the grass.
yeah,
He's going to rejoin now, right near the back, I think.
yeah.
Yeah,
And also,
right.
we have Mr. William Barnes here. Hello, William.
Hello, how are you doing today?
We're good. We are absolutely good. We're just having a blast of a time as these bangers go around the Nürburgring for 12 laps. Would you believe?
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome. This is going to be my first time doing this with you guys today, so I'm kind of excited.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure. It's the
Is
first
it?
time
Is
we're
it?
all
Is it
here
going to take
together.
about less than half an hour, really?
Yeah,
Yep,
it's going to
it's
be
going
a
to be
very
great.
short race. Yeah,
Yeah. And,
but yeah,
when I was told about this 12 laps, oh, I
uh,
says somebody only comes into the pit. When he told me it was set 12 laps of the Nürburgring, I thought he actually meant the actual Nordschleife.
Nordschleife. Yeah,
I thought it was like that, but no, 12 laps of a short Nürburgring. We're just gonna have a
Ooh,
well,
it
bunch of
looks like
time.
we've had a spin.
someone's just
Is that a
hit
spin?
the guardrail there.
Yep.
Oh, they're all
At the
backing up.
guardrail.
What is going on?
They're
Is
all
this
backing
like
up.
a? Are they gridding up for?
It's like bad parking in retrospect.
Who's
I'm
that?
so
That's
It's
confused.
Koryov.
Koryov. That is win around.
Ah,
Also gonna come round is
Joe
Peltier.
Taylor taking his time.
Just
uh,
Taking
oh,
his
and
time.
Peltier goes into the barriers. That's a track cut for her.
that does look like your controller just disconnected as you go
Yeah,
around the final quarter
code
there.
80 for Jess. Coming for the chicane, I didn't know who it is. Koryov is going around another lap now, just to make sure. And who it is at front, who's actually going around what would now be the Schumacher S. I have no idea what it is. Like Gillette, Joe Gillette, just warming up the tyres on his own, would you believe? When everyone else is in front of him, despite him actually leading the pack. So, who do you think will win the race?
Well, I was just testing Evgeny there quickly to just see if he can make the stream a little better on. But honestly, I know that Joe Gillett is certainly quite good in touring cars, having raced with him before. So, you know, and he looks like he's
My,
qualified on pole, so that's always a good start. So,
for me,
yeah, I reckon he'll be
for
up
me,
there.
for me, it's going to have to be either Joe Gillett or Pascal Mikula for today. I know Joe. I know he has a real good pace, but Pascal, he is a fast driver and he's also consistent. And based on everything I've seen so far, he knows these CMH cars better than anybody. So I wouldn't count out that third place driver today.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Definitely
Yeah,
watch out for Mikula.
yeah,
And
I would say either Mikula or Gillette as well.
yeah, I think we're all in agreement there. But I don't think you should rule out Guerrero as he's qualified second. Certainly showed pace in other events, and
Absolutely,
certainly showed
absolutely.
pace today as well. But yeah, we shall
So
see.
those would be our ones to pick today. But don't forget, this is going to be, it's only 12 laps, but a lot can happen in these 12 laps. So it could be anybody in this field. Let's not count out anybody yet.
Yep, as Guerrero comes up from the Dunlop care, going underneath, well, practically the highest part of the course, really. As was hoping that these last three cars, as Peltier comes onto the grid now, these last three cars who are currently around in like the mid pack just now in the big section of track practically will get their grid slots, and hopefully we can actually get to racing.
Hopefully. It looks
Indeed.
like we are stuck. It looks like our last car, which we are riding aboard right now, is going to be Matthew Sibignoni. So when he gets around and takes his 7th position, we should be good to go.
Yeah, it seems like that indeed. I don't know what the hold-up's been, but certainly looks like we're going to get underway shortly. And yeah.
Yeah,
All
and
good.
for those of you who have missed a few minutes ago, you could say that R Factor is a simulation that doesn't lack problems per se, and our very own Pascal McCullough, who is actually the organizer of this event, well, let's just say nearly blew a gasket. Let's just say that right now.
Yes.
So going
Smoke
back,
coming out the back of Nielsen's car, or
I think that was a bit of
Yeah.
a lock. That was a bit of a lock up on the brakes.
Hmm.
So going back just before we start the race today, we have 12 laps around the Nürburgring. So is there a strategy to play, or do we throw strategy out the window? Do we all throw away our notes, and do we just go out and have a good hard race?
Just go out.
Yeah, just
Just
go
go
out
out.
and send it. There shouldn't be any pit stops unless you, of course, get like a drive-through or stop go or anything. But yeah, you just go from the start and yeah,
All right, and
see
it
what you
looks
can
like
do.
it looks like the drivers have taken their positions, and we
Yeah.
are ready to go.
Yep, the cars are lined up, and Gillette on the right, Guerrero on the left. Wait for it. We're waiting for the lights to go out, hopefully. Unless someone's not in position.
You hear the engines, so
Everyone's-
certainly getting ready.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Okay.
now they've lined up.
Now they're lined up, Gillette.
And
Go,
we
go,
are
go!
ready.
And a brilliant start from Guerrero. Gillette have a good getaway. He had a terrible start, and McCullough could actually capitalise. Meanwhile, Guerrero going down into turn one. He could actually be caught up by Gillette. Has actually managed to get back on him, perhaps, and going down into the first corner. And Guerrero goes a little bit wide, too wide for his liking. Gillette might take the opportunity here, and Sibignoni now could line up on McCullough, and everyone seems to got through the first couple of bends pretty safely, pretty well. No one has crashed out.
From 7th to 4th, Matthew Sibignoni had a real good start, and Pascal McCullough looks like he wants 2nd place already.
Oh, it looks like Nicola's going to go side by side down into the hairpin alongside Gillette there. Thinks better of it. Gillette's going to lock up a little. I think Nicola is going to get past. Yes, he does.
What a magnificent overtake from McCullough on Gillette. Gillette's not having a good start at all. He was slow off the line and nearly capitalised to get his position back, but now McCullough has taken the advantage and will press on with 2nd place unless Gillette could make an overtake opportunity here. I don't know, because the stream's going a little bit bad. But yeah, McCullough nearly spun out there, but managed to capitalise on it. So now we're pretty much halfway through the course. So the lineup so far is Guerrero, McCullough, Gillette, Sibignoni, Korov? Is that what you say?
Korev, yes.
Koriev. Curtis, Jehoda, Losboro, Velocity, Voda. Oh! Has it? No, it hasn't.
Sibignoni slow. Gonna look
Okay.
at the inside here. Korev not gonna quite get it done. Locks up again.
Okay. Losboro, Bivona, Gomez, Peltier, Nielsen, Velocity, and Saqib. I believe Velocity actually lost some places in those last couple of corners.
Yeah.
That is
Korev's
Guerrero.
gonna
That's
look up the
the
inside
first
again. Not gonna make it work. Using all that curb, and certainly a lot of the drivers are using that inside curb quite raised at turn 1. But yeah, Korev not able to find a way past Sibignoni for the time being. But your race leader at the moment is Juan Guerrero at 0.8 gap over Nicola.
Now, for those
It
of you
looks
who...
like that gap has come together. Looks like he closed that gap up.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't look like 0.8. And indeed, it is 0.4 now. So that's 0.4 of a second caught in the first sector.
It looks like Guerrero is being very hard on those brakes.
Yeah, indeed.
There we go. For those of you who are watching this and thinking this doesn't resemble the Nürburgring that much, well, this is the 1984-85 layout. This was before
Ooh,
19.
Cool, got a little
looking
loose.
sideways. Yeah. Oh,
And that's going to be Joe.
Gillet's almost hit the back of him there.
I'll just let you carry on.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So this was the layout from like 84 to like 85. Then was Velocity and Peltier. What happened there?
Wonder if there was contact made. There's certainly a dink in the front left there of Velocity's car. So let's see what's happened. Well, he's certainly dropped behind Sahin here. Pelletier.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, they made.
I don't think they even made contact. I think that hit was from earlier.
So is Bivona hit Pelletier off?
No.
Yeah.
Just spun. No. Just spun. They just spun. Let's have a look at that.
Have a look.
Yeah, just lost back end.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, unfortunate for Pelletier, who's off once more. This time at the final S, it's going to rejoin and pit in.
I think
Perhaps
she might.
gonna
I think
fix
she
some
might
damage, yeah, or something like that, yeah.
Curtis
and
wise.
Lostborough, looks like Lostborough a little bit of an overtake on Curtis. Nice stuff there.
Looks like Curtis went unbelievably wide and Lostborough went in. He capitalized on that opportunity, and that's going to put him up in the 7th.
Indeed it does. Top 3 though, still very close, 1 second between first and third. So it's really anyone's guess as Lostborough runs it onto the dirt there. Is that going to allow Curtis to close onto the back? It does, he has a little look, but nothing really doing there.
And now Curtis,
yeah.
And now Curtis could find a way find a way past Lostborough, going along the fast part of the circuit now, and maybe going for an overtake at the last corner. Perhaps we'll see what happens next.
Both drivers really making use of all of the road there. So around the final corner, just now entering what is lap 4 of the race of 12. So that means 1/3 of the race distance being complete. As we see here, that's Guerrero and Mikola going for the lead.
And someone's gone off at turn 1 behind them.
We'll have a look back in a second, but as you can see here, Mikola's still side by side with Guerrero. Squeezed up on the inside.
And then that's going to bring Joe in the second position.
Gillet's also going to get past.
And
so
Gillette, he's moving. He's going to make it stick. Pascal's going to go from 2nd to 3rd. A bit of a risk gamble, and it didn't quite pay off for him now, but he's going to try and make that move on the inside, and he doesn't have that power to get through. But he's still there, and he's getting on the power earlier. And it looks like he really, really wants to get by. Ooh, there was a bit of lag there, and I think that's going to get him past.
Yes, indeed. A little bit of lag as we come out the corner, and Mikola seems by default to have gone back into P2, as Guerrero still leading this race. And as the 2 cars behind fight, that's going to allow him to try and create a sort of buffer to the 2 drivers in behind. But Mikola now pretty safely past Gillette. Can now chase after Guerrero. But we shall see how this develops.
And these 3 have absolutely checked out from the remainder of the field, as Matthew Savignoni is 5.7. Make that 6.3 seconds back from 3rd position. So this is going to be a race between these 3 if they keep their heads on tight.
Yeah. Just having a look at chat there, but yes, Gillette right behind Mikola, and not going to look up turn 1. Obviously, this being the old layout, turn 1 is more of an S rather than a pair of hairpins, and that means it's a little harder to overtake into. You can still do it, but yeah, just a little harder. As Mikula right on the back of Guerrero now. They enter.
In the meantime, it looks like Mikula is going to make that move on the inside. They are side by side. And it looks like Mikula has a bit more momentum. I think if he can get on the brakes very, very late, Guerrero is going to hold him. He backed out of it. But he's going to try and get a better run.
Yeah, indeed. And there's still time left, of course. More than half the race to go. Mikula doesn't need to rush this overtake. Of course, if they're all going to stay as they had been during the whole race so far, right on each other's tails, then it's all about being strategic with it, you know, not losing time with the overtakes. And that's a bit skittish coming out of the left-hander there at the highest point of the circuit. As Gillette goes a little wide, he's going to lose a little bit of time down this long back straight. Mikula is looking at the back of Guerra. I wouldn't imagine he's going to make a move here. He's looking.
He's got to run. He's got the momentum.
He's there.
Going to be together, and it looks like he's gone off. Guerrero's gone off.
I think the contact there as they went into the entrance of the corner caused Guerrero to go safe and run it over the grass there, and he's lost 2 positions as a result. Mikula takes the lead.
Absolutely.
Let's have a look here. They're certainly rubbing as they enter the corner, and Guerrero just could not get it stopped and runs over the gravel, over the grass, and concedes the 2 positions. P3 for him now.
Absolutely, but Joe's going to stay with him for that 2nd position now. I don't think Mikula's going to be able to get away. But the question
now... it doesn't look like anyone could get away, if I'm honest.
But the question now is Guerrero has been doing the leading, and he has been chased this whole half of the race. He's now in a position where the script has flipped, and now we're going to see how Guerrero is as the chaser.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mikula is now the leader of the pack.
Meanwhile, Gillett is going to go on the inside.
Spoke too soon. Gillett. Oh,
they're going to get
that's
together.
Contact.
And he's going to bump him, and he's going to move
past. That is fair overtake from Joe Gillett.
But Mikula has more momentum.
More momentum, but Gillett's going to take a shallower line, keeping the defense on. Mikula cannot get past, and here comes Guerrero as they run up towards the left-hander. This is a great overtaking opportunity for Guerrero. He's going to try and go around the outside as Gillett locks up, I think. And Guerrero's still there, a bit of contact.
He's going to make that move. He's going to make it stick. Mikula's going to fall back
from Guerrero. Really had to line it up and line it up early and make the move stick as they go around that S. And yeah, Guerrero back into P2. Mikula drops from 1st to 3rd. And yeah. So as you can see here, Mikula still looking down into... Guerrero's running it a little wide. That's going to allow Mikula to retake the position back up to P2 as they enter lap 6, I'd like to say, of 12. Might be lap 7 though. I can't quite remember. But yeah, Mikula back into the lead. And as you can see, the race is fantastically close. Yeah, bit of contact. I think Guerrero really drifts it around turn 1. And yes, it is lap 7. In fact, Guerrero, yeah, he's taking a shallow line here. Gillett's looking around the outside. In fact, yes, he does. That's an overtake. Gillett up into P2. Guerrero runs it a little wide as they go through that corner there. Losing a bit of time. Drop from 1st to 3rd. It really is a topsy-turvy race. Lots of overtakes. Mikula leads now, but honestly, who knows what's going to happen in this final portion of the race.
And meanwhile, behind them for 4th position, it looks like Koryev has moved in, and Sibignoni's fallen back. And Sibignoni's going to have to deal with Curtis in 6th position now, by the looks of it.
Yeah, Curtis only 0.4 behind. He's certainly going to have a look at Sibignoni's number 19 car. Koryev looks to have a little buffer over Sibignoni, but as you know, this is quite unpredictable. And Sibignoni!
Contact. Curtis going into the back of Sibignoni. and that's going to move
Wow.
him into 5th position.
That's really unfortunate for the South African. But to me, it looks like Sibanioni lost it on his own, and Curtis could not avoid the drifting. Sibanioni, as you can see, gets it drifting. Curtis could not avoid, and just pushes him round, gives him the assistance. That's going to be damage for both cars there, and yeah, quite unfortunate, but obviously more unfortunate for Sibanioni, who's dropped to 7th now.
Yep, exactly. And for the lead.
For the lead, it's Joe Gillett, who's made a move round turn 1. You can see how much rubbing they're having. This is fantastic racing between the three of them as they go down towards the left-right. Nicholas still looking in. You can see Gillett's going to run it a little wide. Nicholas there. Oh, how much I'd love to be racing with these guys right now. This looks absolutely brilliant to be part of.
Absolutely.
And of course, if you want to take part in races such as this one, you can of course join CMH and just sign up. R-Factor's free, and get started. And, yeah, all good.
Absolutely. And the best part about this battle that we are watching is you can see the respect that each of these drivers have for each other. They're not rubbing hard. They're not playing dirty. They are racing each other clean and fluent. And that is just a testament to the talent that these three have, as Pascal has fallen down to 3rd.
Indeed, he looks a little bit like he's lost a bit of grip there, maybe just overheating the tyres or something, but certainly sliding it round the corners. Going to be in the slipstream of Guerrero and Gillett, as Guerrero's looking, and so is Mikula. I don't think there's going to be the possibility of a move there as they go around the final S. And as you can see, Mikula on the dirt there, and locking up as well. Yes, certainly you can see how much they are pushing, all three of them. And yeah, makes for some fantastic racing and fantastic spectacle as Mikula running side by side down the front straight. I'd imagine here Mikula's just going to get his nose in front and push back into P2. And indeed he does. I think that is move done.
He's moved on, but it looks like Guerrero's already coming back on him. He's got the run.
As is the nature of saloon car racing. Yeah, just no one can seem to pull away, and it ends up being a sort of train and constant overtakes, and that's just what we want to see. This is fantastic, as I've said multiple times. But yeah.
It looks like Nielsen is in the pits, has hit the pits.
Indeed.
Meanwhile, Mikula is looking to get Joe for the lead.
Yeah, we can probably do a quick rundown of the order quickly. I know you can see it on your left, but we can do that. As Halil Sahin is also out of the race. It looks like he's
going for a bit of a ride.
Indeed. But yes, the order at the moment is Joe Gillett leading the race, followed by Mikula, Guerrero, Koroev, Curtis, Laspuro, Sibanioni, Jahoda, Bivona, Gomez, Velocity, and Nielsen, with Sahin and Falatier out of this race, retired. But yeah, that, of course, certain bits are more than likely going to change as we have several battles all over the field. And of course, it's really difficult to catch all of the battles, but we're following the front three for the majority of the time. As here comes Pascal Mikula trying to make his move back into the lead. As they cross the line to start lap 10.
3 more to go.
3 to go, yeah.
This is where all the guys need to throw their cards on the table. What do they have left?
Oh, Gillett's running.
It looks like
Joe has wide.
He is off, and Pascal's moving into the lead.
Indeed, that's really unfortunate for Gillett. Not the time to be exploring the scenery. He's dropped down to 3rd, and now there is a gap of probably say about half a second from Guerrero to Mikula. And Mikula, that is a comfortable lead in terms of this kind of racing. And that's going to allow him to be a bit more free, not taking such defensive lines. And yet, 0.8 is the gap, actually, I think. But yeah, Mikula now in the driving seat. So we see Aaron Curtis here going down into the hairpin. Curtis is trying to chase down Grove, who's only second and a bit away. So certainly we'll keep an eye on the gaps between these two, as this is a battle for fourth place, and that is a significant thing as Grove gets a little bit sideways there. But yeah, good battle
Just
here.
Gomez and Simeone were just in the pits 1 lap ago.
Oh,
I'm wondering if they made contact at some point in the track.
indeed, yeah, maybe they were fighting together and just had some sort of excursion, and both had to pit for repairs.
As it looks like Aaron Curtis is making progress.
Yeah, indeed, he's not too far away from Koroev now, and given enough time, I think we'll see a move made as we go back to the leaders, as we enter the penultimate lap of this race. And it is still side by side between Guerrero and Mikula. I think Guerrero is not going to make the move. Oh, Mikula gets it a little sideways, and to be fair, so does Guerrero, and here comes Gillett.
This is still anybody's race.
Oh, he's looking. Not quite. Down, yes. I love this section of the track. But yeah, Gillett still looking in behind Guerrero. And this really is the time to hit yourself on the back of someone and follow them round to make the move. As I think Guerrero there ran a little wide, and Gillett followed him in. That's not going to help catch Mikula. But here Mikula is going to try and gap them as much as possible as we enter the dying breaths of this race. You see Koroev here as well.
Curtis is all over
Curtis.
Position. The question is, can he move? He has 1 lap left and a half about to do it.
Yeah. Several unsolved conflicts here. But as you can see, Grove runs it a little wide indeed. Gonna go onto the grass a little bit. Hasn't slowed him down. You can see how hard he is really pushing. And Curtis as well, right in behind. They go up the hill once more as the leaders are entering the final corner to enter the final lap of the race.
And it looks like from a three-way battle, this is going to go between Mikula and Guerrero for the end. Joe Gillett has dropped off.
Indeed, it seems Joe Gillett couldn't handle the pace and has made a mistake and has left it to these two. Guerrero and Mikula for the race win. There's 1 lap to go, so let's see what happens. Guerrero looking in behind Mikula. Gap is next to nothing as they go through the S for the final time. Guerrero right on his tail. Where do you think he's going to make the move? Yes.
And we said at the beginning, it would be between these three drivers, and it looks like that's exactly what we got. As Guerrero is sizing up, he knows he has only a few more opportunities to get by.
Yeah, and back up the hill they go as they pass the Sector 1 split in Sector 2 now, and this is going to be one of the major overtaking spots as they go down into the left-hander. I don't think Guerrero's actually close enough, as Kiel Nielsen is back marker is going to pull right out the way, and that is nicely done as Guerrero has made a mistake, and I think that is going to be curtains for this. Guerrero is going to lose too much time with that mistake, and I think it's going to be Pascal Mikula as we go up the hill for the final time.
Meanwhile, Lost Burrow has caught Curtis in the middle of that battle for 4th position.
Indeed, and Kurt's still on the back of Koroev, but as you can see here,
Mikula's had a mistake, and Guerrero's gone off.
Yeah, Mikula, I think, went a little safe, and Guerrero went full send, but as they round the final corner, I think Pascal Mikula is going to hold on, and he's going to win the Invitational Mercedes 190E race at the Nürburgring. Great racing. I think we have to agree. and Mikula, worthy winner. As it looks like Curtis and Koroev or
To the line.
Curtis. No, it's Koroev.
Korev is going to keep that
0.0.
That was a strong. That was a. Curtis gave everything. He gave everything.
That is crazy. But yeah, Koroev definitely got it by the tiniest of margins. And yeah, that's the race.
Gomez will come in 9th position. And Sibignoni 10th. Velocity 11th. Nielsen 12th. And those are all the drivers that have finished the race today. Khalil Sahim and Jessica Papier.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, I would have to say this has probably been my favourite CMH event. Short and sweet, and we have had many. I think this might be the highest percentage of finishes we've ever had on a sanctioned event. Could be wrong, but yeah, fantastic event, and yeah, fantastic racing. In the end, being decided on the final lap, really. And yeah, Pascal Mikula is your race winner. Guerrero and Gillett, worthy podium sitters as well. In yeah, great race. They do their cool down lap, as you can see. I think lots of respect between them. Mikula and Gillett running quite close to each other here, as they're going to go through the final S and pull into Parc Ferme. As you can see, a bit of a drift there from Mikula, I think. Very nice. And yeah, into the pits they go. What a race.
Absolutely. What a race. What a job. There are great races that are based on strategy and being able to find that way to hold on and trick other drivers into find that solution that other drivers can't quite figure out. But there are times there's nothing better than just having a race where you just go all out for it. All the chips are on the table and everybody has nothing to lose.
And yeah, you can see that's Joe Gillett doing some donuts in the pit. Like he's going to get told off for that by the race organisers, perhaps, but I don't think he cares. And honestly,
Let him
fair
have
play.
some fun. Let him
Yeah,
have some
just
fun.
have some fun. Look at that. And that is certainly a sight to see. But yeah, drivers into the booth for a bit of the old interview while we finish off the race. If we're going to continue string the post race, and yeah, see if we can get some interviews.
Yeah, I have sent our race winner a message, so hopefully he will get it soon and join us in the voice chat for a bit of a quick interview. And then after that, we will go ahead and close off the day.
Let me quickly go and say congrats to the drivers and see if I can get anyone in. Okay, yep, we're going to get Pascal in the booth. Let me just drag him in. Move to the booth. Pascal, can you hear us?
I can hear the both of you, yeah.
All
Okay,
right, Pascal.
well,
Race winner again in the CMH. How did that race compare to most races that we've run here?
Fun. Lots
yeah,
of
it
it.
certainly looked it.
It was amazing. Well, I was kind of. It was a bit surprising when Joe lagged a little bit. Sometimes he just warped behind me when I was right behind him. he just suddenly warped behind me, so I was ahead of him. So that was a little bit odd. But
Yeah.
other than that, what can I say? The three of us, Juan, Joe, and myself, we just had some damn good fun in these cars. We didn't even touch ones, I think. So
Yeah,
that was
it
clean and fast racing, and I think that was yeah.
yeah, absolutely, and that's the goal of this type of racing.
I mean,
How did
this
it?
was
How did
a
it?
this was a drivers contest, and if anything,
Yeah, absolutely, with similar material all rounds, and yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. As you've mentioned, very little, if not any contact made, and some fantastic overtakes. What are your thoughts about battling so closely to other drivers like that? That's kind of the goal of CMH and whatever, isn't it? To
well, the goal of CMH is to have historic racing. I mean, we all know what we're here for. And that is the bringing historic racing back to our Factor One with good racing, close racing, and most of all, clean racing. Like what the last thing I would have honestly completely lost. I lost my cool a little bit. Um, in the pre-race, in the warm-up, when I told everyone to just please just shut up and listen. But this race turned out cleaner than I thought after the warm-up. Honestly,
yeah,
uh,
absolutely.
I think we had two retirements. I know.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened to Halil, but I can tell you Jessica's DNF was because of brake failure. So her brakes failed
uh,
early on, so she couldn't go on any further. Obviously, these cars, they're good. They're good as far as going fast is concerned, but when you can't stop, you can't stop. So that's that. Other than that, we had clean racing as far as I could see. I think only one or two little incidents, but come on, this is touring car racing. This is more. You can bang doors more with these cars than you could with open wheelers, which is already one good thing for those. But generally, this sort of clean cut racing is something I personally want to see everywhere in CMH, not just in the touring car races. And
mhm.
what I also saw, like some people just top in with 5 minutes to go until lights out, and that's just something I personally don't like. Like we put the server up for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we expect the people to use them. So if they don't, and it's just something I don't understand. Other than that, I must say it was quite a race. So What did
Yeah.
what's your verdict on it? Yours or Williams?
From the broadcast booth, it was absolutely amazing. It was everybody was together. It was good, clean racing, and it provided a really, really good finish. So I completely
Oh,
agree
of
that
course.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I'd have to agree, and I said it in the commentary, but certainly having a shorter sprint race type thing provided a little bit more, I think, retention in terms of the viewers, as it was each lap meant more, I guess, and yeah, battles from start to finish, good clean racing. You could see the guys pushing, um,
Hmm.
and yeah, it fantastic. Definitely
Definitely.
my favorite event that we've had so far. I would
Well,
say
obviously obviously you like those touring cars.
I do like touring cars, yes, and I also said in the commentary, man, I'd like that to be me driving with you guys, but you know, it's not so bad commentating on it either. But yeah, congrats Pascal, and
Thank you.
yeah,
Generally, I mean, thing is, we're gonna have touring cars later this year anyway. 2 full-time series that we're running. So it's
yeah,
it's it's quite simple. We had one mm, popular-ish open wheel series early this year in the winter. That one went a little bit to hell, but that's just what happens. And how how like tell me one reason why we shouldn't have open wheelers in a historic racing season. Let's just anyway.
uh,
Uh,
oh, you know,
uh,
I don't.
I mean,
You
from
can't like.
from an objective perspective, you can't have no open wheelers. They're just as much but that's I digress.
Yeah, we're all about
Uh, what-
variety here.
Yes, but what I've seen here is we've had 20 cars available. We had most of those seats filled. How many starters did we have in the end? 14 or 15? I think 14. Yeah, 14.
14.
14 because Thomas McHugh had to leave last second, but he had a good
Yes.
reason, so I'm fine with that. 14 starters. I think we had that many starters in the Formula One race in Indianapolis, but the
Yeah,
one
I
big
think so.
difference to Indianapolis was almost everybody finished, and we didn't have a red flag in the middle of
Yeah.
it. So the thing is, of course, this was a sprint race, and everyone pushed for 12 laps, and of course that's great. You got adrenaline flowing through your veins, or adrenaline pumping through your system. 12 laps of banging your gears and banging the gear stick into gear, and just trying your best to keep that thing on the road. But it's just as much a skill you need to have to push your little touring car, your little sedan, for 12 laps around the Nürburgring, with no uh, without whatever. You need to also, you need to also kind of be able to know when to push and when not to push, and that's kind of what the long races are there for. Endurance races, Grand Prix events. Hell, you can't push for 75 laps straight. If I were to take a lap or some 75 lap race.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was quite. Anyway, this Nürburgring race, I think this kind of shows that tin top racing it is more fun than I thought.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's a sentiment agreed across the field. I think everyone looked to have some good fun today, and yeah, I think it was
Mhm.
good.
Anyway, we got
Yeah.
Ron back in here.
Hello.
Hello, Ron.
Everyone all right?
Yeah, it
I
was
think
good.
I think everyone's all right.
Yeah.
Nice stuff. So
Anyway,
that's pretty much it.
Ron, you got
Sorry.
yeah, Ron, you got a little bit of a listen into the comms booth during the race. uh,
Yeah,
what do you think?
I'd rather not say. So yeah, thank you very much everyone for tuning in. Thank you very much to both William and Alex. Thanks again to Pim for providing the broadcast. Thanks Pascal for organising the thing, even through many ragey moments, I should say.
Oh yeah, there was a rage moment or two.
Yep. And yeah, thanks for tuning in and see you around perhaps.
Yes. Before we head off into the night, I think this is the latest we've ever run a CMH event. It's almost 9 in the evening, at least in Germany. Anyway, we got some stuff coming up next on CMH. That is next week. We have the continuation of our Formula 5000 series. April 4th, we head to Snetterton. My geographics is not that good. And what part of England is Snetterton? Does anyone know that?
I think hold on, I think it might be
Norfolk?
Norfolk?
I think it's
know.
Norfolk. Let me check.
Either way, yes. While Ron Squire checks where in England the Snetterton circuit is located. Yes, April 4th, we head to Snetterton in God knows who. But for the fourth round, which happens in 2 weeks' time, we have, yes, on April 11th, we started our season in the south of London, like Kent, at Brands Hatch, with the Race of Champions. We're heading back to Brands Hatch for a second time, this time on the shorter club layout for the BRSCC Euro 5000 at Brands Hatch. And before I say anything that's not true, I'm gonna head into the calendar because I actually don't know what's happening after that. No, I actually do know. It's 3 in a row for Formula 5000. On the 18th of April, we had outside of the United Kingdom for the first time this season. That means we head to the Netherlands, not very far away, but we are heading to Zandvoort for the Dwinen Trophy. That is going to be 40 laps around Zandvoort with Formula 5000 cars. How about that? I'm looking forward to that already. So
I would be too, but I hate Zandvoort. But that's a story for another day.
Zandvoort is it's a great track. It's a dangerous. It was a dangerous track, but it's fun.
Yes, for sure.
It's so much fun.
It's near Norwich, by the way, Snetterton.
Near
Oh,
Norwich.
Norwich.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
So Snetterton near
Norfolk.
Norwich. So we had from where were we today? We had from the
Nürburgring.
Yes. we had from
That
the
is
Eiffel.
in Nürburg.
That is in
Yay.
the Eiffel Mountains in West Germany. So we had from the Eiffel Mountains over to what was it again? Norwich?
Yep.
Yes, Norwich.
We had from the Eiffel Mountains to Norwich, then back to Kent, and then over to Zandvoort for the next 3 weeks of CMH racing. Thank you very much. So, who
Yeah,
wants to have
we
the
can-
last word?
Baba Booey.
Keep calm and
And on
carry
that
on.
bombshell, good night.
Good night, everybody. I am William Barr. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for us today. I would like to thank Alex Too Good for joining me, Juan Squire, Pascal Mikula for the interview. I'd like to thank Sidorenko for hosting today and giving us our stream. And with that, I say goodnight, everybody.
On that bombshell, good night.
Back to the studio.
This is where someone just takes this as a stream highlight.
Okay.
All right,
For
good
real
night,
now.
everybody.
So long
Do
from
do do
Nürburgring.
I'm William Barnes signing out.
So
And
long
remember-
from the Nürburgring.
And remember, life's a beach until you drive. I heard that somewhere.
No, you haven't.